Megan is with us in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Megan. Welcome to the Entre podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Sure. What's up?
My husband and I own a diesel repair shop that we opened in November of this last year. We have 5 team members, and in our first 9 months, we grossed just over $700,000.
Wow.
We're growing at such a fast rate that we're worried that it's going to get ahead of us. So we want to know, when do we intentionally pause that growth or slow it down a little bit so that it doesn't get away from us?
Well, I discovered a metaphor, or not a metaphor, an actual thing that the military uses, and I've adapted it to my business that gives me what I'm looking for. In the military, if you're fighting a ground battle, that you have men and women and tanks and so forth on the front lines advancing a ground battle, a line, the battle line, so to speak. They do not move the battle line forward faster than they can get food, bullets, and gasoline to the men and women that are doing the fighting. If the men and women that are doing the fighting get out past their supply of food, obviously they're going to have a problem. Gasoline, they're not going to be able to operate their vehicles. Obviously going to have a problem. Obviously going to run out of ammunition. So if the ammunition bullets don't get there, right? So what we look at in business is, okay, what are our supply lines that we have to keep, that keep the front line from getting killed, right? What are the supply lines? And around here, we decided that the 3 things are money. Are we running this thing so fast that we're throwing so much cash at the growth that we don't have any cash? So we're running too thin. So we outpaced our money. We don't want to do that. We don't want to outpace our human resource, putting quality people on to do the work that we're booking. So in your case, you don't want to grow faster than you can have quality mechanics. You don't want to dumb down and put substandard workers working on people's trucks and mess up your reputation, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we can't grow faster than we can get the right people to help us do the work that the growth represents. We can't grow faster than the money we have, the cash position we have. We outrun that. And those 2 definitely apply to your situation. I'm not sure what the third one is. I'm going to guess and say it might be physical bays.
That's it.
Might be a constraint. You can't grow faster than you can provide bays. You can't work on their stuff on the side of the road. Well, I guess you could. You could have a mobile operation. But, I mean, you can't just start, stacking up people in the neighborhood, right, and working on trucks on the side of the road. You got to have a physical plant. In ours, it's not physical plant that is our holdup. Our third one is technology. We can't grow faster than our technology can keep up. We've got to have the right computer platforms, digital applications. If we get out ahead of the technology and we're having to do stuff by hand instead of automated, or we get out ahead of our cash, or we get out ahead of our people, we know we've outstripped our growth and we've got to slow down a little bit. So really, those 3 things are probably your constraints. Now, the good news is if you clearly identify your 3 constraints, which we have, over time, you could kind of build a war chest on all 3 and stay ahead of it. Let me give you an example of that. I will tell you that our third one used to be physical constraint, because we had an office building that was full, and we had rented the office building next door, and it was full, and we rented the office building a mile away, and it was getting full. It wasn't the process we were using to add humans in a physical place was not working, and so what we did is we saw that was holding us back, and we invested heavily to build the campus that we're in now and put everybody in one building, 1,100 people in one building, and we built the second building. So we can go to about 3,000 people now at Ramsey without doing any more building. So physical became no longer the constraint, a place to sit, in your case, a bay, became no longer a physical constraint because I got so far ahead of it that now I had to look at, okay, what now are my constraints? Technology, we realized staying up with technology was the other one. And so, but you could get ahead of cash. You could pile up so much cash that you don't run out. You could get ahead and you could have more workers than you have work because you did such a good job recruiting and bringing on diesel mechanics. You could get ahead on the bays because you expanded. You really need 2 more bays, but you went ahead and built 6 because you had the money to do it, right? And so you can get ahead of these things and then let the momentum run its course. But the only way you do that is to identify them.
Yes, and we just got a new shop that's being built, and so we're working on the space issue. So we don't want to run out of work for when we're in the shop in 2 months, but we're kind of at this place where we're maxed out where we are, so we're just surviving until that point.
Yeah, it's okay. Just that's a temporary thing, though, because in 2 months you'll be able to take on the work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's fine. And is there a place you could rent for 2 months? Probably not worth it.
Not worth it, no.
Yeah, if it was a year, I might, but I might set up a temporary shop, right? But it's not. It's probably not worth it for 2 months. For 2 months, you just kick the can down the road, and your momentum slows a little bit. But whoop-de-doop-de, you know. The problem is it's addicting because you've had such huge success so quickly. Congratulations, very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so fun, so rewarding to look up. Just everything you touch is turned to freaking gold. This is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very good. I've been in that situation, and I'll take that one over anything else.
Me too. I'm thankful that's where we are.
Such a problem to have. But yeah. And so just make sure you're managing your cash, and you always have that war chest of cash. Make sure you're now looking out 5 years in advance on bay needs, on physical needs, and we're always going to be looking at the people thing. Today, of the 3 things, between technology, humans, and cash at Ramsey, we got plenty of cash. Physical space, as I told you, no longer a problem. Technology's in great shape. We can grow all we need to grow. We're got no issue there because we've stayed ahead of it. Our current thing that has us bridled more than anything else is just, and it always has been since day one, is adding high-quality, high-character people to our team and people that fit our culture and that want to be on this crusade. And because not everybody wants to work here because we actually work. And not everybody wants to work here because we actually care. And so it's kind of a hard place to work. It's kind of a hard place to get on, for that matter. And it's pretty demanding, not because we yell or scream at each other, but it's just, man, we're getting after it. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. And so that's our constraint today, just to be open about it. But I think if you just give yourself that analogy, it gives you permission to go, okay, 2 months, I got the physical. Where are we on the cash? Where are we on adding the quality, best diesel mechanics in Charlotte, North Carolina? Let's put them on the floor with us because we can ROI on that. They can make good money. We can make good money. And I'm loving every bit of that. Well done.